Cyraxx, Sally, are y'all considering on moving on out that area? Actually, that should be the questions that I should be asking Sally. Is why do you continue to keep signing the lease? Someone basically busted out y'all's window in y'all's house near your front door. Someone busted it out. I mean, the video is on YouTube, and you can just see there's some guy. I think it's CVG. Shout out to him. I think he was filming it, and it looked like that the front window is busted out, and someone busted out Sally's window on the driver's side. Man, oh man, I know Sally gotta be angry. I got a question for you, Sally. Is how in the hell that you was not angry with Chance? How is you not upset with him? How? I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. If a goblin like Cyraxx was living with me, he brought all this trolls and all this drama to my house. Next thing I know, they busting out my car windows. They trying to set my car on fire. They threw bricks at my own front door window on the side. Come on. How can you not get angry about that, Sally? How can you not sit there and go up to Cyraxx and just tell him, you got to go? If not, then you're going to have to get up out that place, Sally. Why do you keep staying there? Oh, that's right, because you're good friends with the landlord and the landlord gives you a good deal. Any other landlord out there would have kicked y'all butts out on the streets, because any other landlord, especially when you got a bunch of random people that y'all don't know who's doing these things, especially when they're going there busting out your windows at the house, and the landlord's gonna be like, look, I can't keep putting new windows at y'all's house. Y'all gonna have to move somewhere else. Maybe where y'all move to, maybe it might be better that y'all just move to a different place. Maybe you won't have to be dealing with this. But I'm sick and tired as a landlord, keep repairing the damages a bunch of random people who comes by, and y'all never catch these people. Y'all don't even know who these people are. And it's costing me money. I'm losing money as a landlord. I'm losing money. I keep coming over there repairing the damages that these people do. Y'all gotta go. You better be counting your lucky star. You know what? People say that Sally and the landlord must be good friends. But friends or no friends, Sally must be begging. I don't know what Sally is saying, but Sally must be begging the landlord, please don't throw us out. It's not my fault. It's my goblin son Chan's fault. He's mentally handicapped. He doesn't know what he's doing. I did everything I can to get him out the internet, but he just mentally handicapped, and he's not really all there. I don't know what the hell Sally is saying to her best friend landlord to persuade her to continue to stay there. What is Sally doing? What is Sally saying and doing? How do a landlord continue on putting up with this mess? Friends is friends at the end of the day, but I look at it as business. Like, I'm not going to keep repairing the damages for you. I'm not going to keep, especially when you got like over 100 police calls. That's messing up my money, because even if y'all do decide to move out, the next tenant probably might not move in that house. And who in the world wants to move into that infested house with roaches, maggots, rats, and everything like that? They might as well tear that whole infested house down. They might as well tear it down, because I would not want to be the next person to move up in that house, especially in Cyraxx room. Oh my God. As soon as if they ever do decide to move out, you're going to have to open up every single one of those windows in that damn house to air that house out. I mean, let them windows stay up all night, all day. Let them windows stay up for a week, 2 or 3 weeks, so that house can just air out. Hell, if you have to, leave the goddamn front door and the back door open all night and all day long, so you can just air that house out. Because, boy, it's going to take a minute to get all that stinkness out of there. I'm not lying. Just imagine what it smells like, especially in Cyraxx room, boy. Oh, my God. Yes, open up the damn windows like, God damn. Open up the window in this. Stinks in here. Open up the damn window. I wouldn't even want to go in Cyraxx's room. And if I did went up in his room, I'd be like, God damn, man, open up the damn window in here. Stinks in here. Clean your one room up, man. Oh my God, no. You know what? I'm not coming in. I'm backing out, man. I just saw a cockroach right there. 2 or 3 cockroaches on the wall right there. I see some bed bugs in there. You know what? I wouldn't even want to get in that house because that whole house is probably infested with bed bugs. God said, no, thank you. I don't want to go inside the house. You know what? I don't really blame the police officer not wanting to go in that house because let me tell you, police officer, something. Y'all go in there and arrest Cyraxx. Y'all ain't doing nothing but bringing bed bugs back to the police station. That's what y'all doing. I wouldn't even want to go in that house because I don't want to be bringing bed bugs back to my house. All it takes is one bed bug on you to get in your house and it'll just infest your whole entire house. Bed bugs don't easily go away. But good Lord, Sally, how much more can you continue on taking? And then Cyraxx said on the police report that he saw somebody using a green laser through his window. He believes somebody was standing on top of his neighbor's roof doing that. Well, first of all, Cyraxx, why in the hell do you have your curtains or your curtains open at night anyway? Because I noticed in some of his videos, when he be making his videos at night, I noticed that Cyraxx curtain be open at nighttime. Now, daytime, yes, you can see people. You can see people in the daytime, but why would you have your curtains open at nighttime? You can't see nothing out there in the dark. I mean, the only thing you can see is probably the street lights, and that's it. So why you got your curtains open at night if you can't see that good? And unless you got some night goggles, unless you got some night vision goggles, and you can look out your window and see who's outside in the dark. But other than that, why you got your curtains open at night anyway, Cyraxx? Like, the dude's just dumb. You think I'll have my curtains open at 8 or 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, have my curtains open at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, especially when I know there's a bunch of random people coming to my house doing ridiculous things, trying to mess with me? So why would you have your curtains open at that time of night anyway, Cyraxx? And if you do spot somebody outside, you ain't going to do nothing but just run to the living room, call hey, there's somebody outside. And by the time you call the police, they're long gone by now. So why you got your curtains open? You're not going to catch the people that's doing that. And I'm sure the people that's coming on your property that's doing these things are probably masked up. So, yeah, people, I don't understand how in the world Sally just continue on with this. You know, you wouldn't feel sorry for a 70-something-year-old woman. You know, for a 70-something-year-old woman like Sally, because when I looked at the police report, I saw that Sally's age 73. And I think he's 58 years old. And I was surprised. I'm like, Ed is 58 years old? Like, I thought Ed was like at least 65. But Ed's like 58 years old. But still, you know, I'm pretty sure that Ed probably pulled Sally to the side. I'm pretty sure he pulled her to the side, or he probably said it out of anger when Ed and Cyraxx get into their little confrontation and started arguing amongst each other. I'm pretty sure Ed probably yelled out of anger and saying that, I wish you would just leave this house and move out. Sally, why don't you put this little mother effer out? Why you keep him here? I'm pretty sure Ed probably said that out loud in the house. I know I would. I would have said the same thing too. If I was living with a woman like Sally and she got like a 35-year-old goblin man terrorizing the house, yeah, I would say it out of anger too. I'd be like, why are you keeping this mother effer here? He ain't doing nothing but bringing problems here. He stays up 12 or 1 o'clock at night arguing with a bunch of trolls. Why don't you just throw him out? You know, Sally, you should have. You know what, Sally, you know what you should have done 7 to 8 years ago? What you should have done was put life insurance on Cyraxx. That's what you should have done. You should have put insurance on him, life insurance. So that way, when you do kick his butt out and something happened to him, at least you'll get a little bit of money out of him. I know I would, especially if there ain't no saving him. You know, Cyraxx need to learn. I mean, even the police told you that. Sally, that you need to put him out because he's bringing all this problem here. It's him that's doing that because he keeps feeding into this stuff. And Cyraxx, now all of a sudden you wants to not say anything to these people no more on the internet. You don't want to respond to it like that no more. You should have did that 7, 8 years ago. You talking about you want to walk away from the troll community and you want to ignore these people. Boy, you should have did that 7, 8 years ago. Why are you going to wait 7 to 8 years later and then decide to say, well, I'm done with the troll community. I'm not going to really respond to you guys like that. Too late now. Too late. You don't make the situation a whole lot worse. Had you done it 4 or 5 years ago, a little earlier, when the time was right, yeah, things probably wouldn't have gotten as bad as it is right now. But no, Cyraxx, this is not going to go away. This is never going away unless you and Sally and Ed decide to move to a different country somewhere, move overseas to a different country where the trolls can't find you. Then maybe y'all life might go back to normal though. But I don't know. You know, I don't think it would do much good. You know, Sally probably, you know, I can't read Sally's mind, but maybe Sally probably thought about moving out. But then at the same time, she moves out, the next landlord is not going to really be that merciful. The next landlord is not going to put up with that. They're going to really put y'all out. That's another thing that Sally is worried about, because Sally knows that she moves out and she's moved to a different place, and these trolls find them where they stay at. The next landlord is not going to be as merciful as the one they're dealing with now. So I think that's another reason. I think that's one of the reasons why Sally don't want to move. Because I don't know why in the world would someone continue on staying there, especially when someone damaged my car, busts out my windows in my car. Come on now. And that still don't convince you of moving? These people have came there, had drones fly over your house, drop paint on your house, had people driving by y'all's house yelling, saying, F you, Cyraxx, and all that type of stuff. Had somebody come on your property and knock Cyraxx out, kick your vehicle, bust out your window of your vehicle, try to set your vehicle on fire. After all that you guys went through, Sally, you telling me that that's still not enough to convince you on moving? Because anybody else would have stayed there, they would have moved. Now, one thing I will say about EDP 445, EDP 445 might be a PDF, but you know what? At least he was smart enough to move out that area. He was smart enough to move, even though the trolls still found him. But you know what he kept doing? He kept moving. Now, they don't know where he live at now. They don't know. I don't think the trolls know where EDP stays at no more. But, you know, EDP, he just moved out. He didn't just keep staying there in the same spot. He just moved out of there. But some of the areas that EDP stayed at, he got kicked out, though, because I think he stayed in one apartment complex a few years ago. And I think they, the trolls found out where he stayed at, so they had to evict him and let him go. But still, I don't understand why Sally and them just don't want to move out, though. You know, and again, you know, I said it once and I say it again. You know, if I was Ed, I would definitely have a conversation with Sally and tell her that, hey, you either pick me or pick this goblin. But, you know, if I'm going to confront somebody like Sally and give her an option and give her a choice on what she want to do, I'm going to have a plan before I do that. And that plan is, you know, if I was Ed, I would make sure that I would have plan B. And plan B is I already got another place to stay. But you know what? I'm willing to ask Sally one last time, is she going to get rid of this little goblin? If she's not going to get rid of him and put him out, then I'm gone. I'm gonna go stay with go stay with somebody in my family or go stay with somebody else. I'm not gonna keep dealing with this. But that's what I would do if I was Ed. I would definitely have that one last conversation with Sally, and I would ask her, pick me or pick this goblin. Make your choice. Because if you pick that goblin, I'm gone. He's gonna be your problem. And you know, I said it before, you know, don't call my phone saying that he's acting up and he's doing this and doing that, when I pretty much told you to kick this mother effer out. All you had to do was call the police. I would have stood right here with you for you to call the police to have him removed from off the property. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sally could take Cyraxx to court. Well, not take him to court, but she could take evictions out on him, just like Alex, like his parents did. His parents took papers out on him and made him leave the house. So Sally could pretty much do the same thing. Take papers out on him and make him leave. You know what I'm saying? And if Cyraxx comes back, he's trespassing, he'll get arrested. He'll get tired of going to jail. Trust and believe that. But Sally just don't ever want to put her foot down. You see, everything that Cyraxx has done on the internet by showing his private part and doing all that naked stuff, Sally should be charged with that. She should be responsible for that. And I think that's what the Ohio cops need to start doing. They should have started charging Sally. They said, look, Chance lives with you. You are his legal guardian. So whatever he does on that internet, not only that we're going to charge him, but we're going to charge you. So everything he does is going to be pending on you as well. And I guarantee you, if the Ohio cops lay that down to Sally, I guarantee you Sally is going to have to make a choice. Either go to jail for Cyraxx or kick his butt out the house. But they need to start charging her and telling her everything that he does is going to be on you. All the charges that he's due is going to be on you, Sally. Because you are the blame of this. Your name is on that house lease. You are responsible for what goes. So whatever he does is going to be pending on you, since you don't want to do anything about it. Since you don't want to lay your foot down like a real parent would and kick this little goblin out. Show him better than you can tell him that you ain't playing with him. But you refuse to do it. So, yeah, people, that's what they're going to have to start doing. Maybe that might work. Maybe not. But that's all I'm going to say, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night, though. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Y'all take care now. Peace.